My name is Imate. I am 29 years old, and I grew up being treated like the family disappointment. My uncle Lawrence was the golden child, successful, polished, always the one people admired. His daughter Patricia married a doctor and played the perfect suburban wife. His son Vincent carried himself with the same arrogance, always chasing some half-baked business venture. And then there was me, the child of Dorothy's youngest, my mother, who died in a car accident when I was 12. My father wasn't in the picture, so Dorothy, my grandmother, took me in. To Lawrence and his kids, I was baggage. To Dorothy, I was her little sunshine. She was the one person who gave me unconditional love. She sat with me for hours doing homework, teaching me recipes, telling me stories from her childhood. She reminded me that I belonged somewhere, even if the rest of the family acted like I didn't. But when Dorothy's health started to decline, I was the one there. I cooked her meals, managed her medications, drove her to appointments. Lawrence and his kids, they showed up only when they needed something. Patricia wanted money for her kids. Vincent begged for cash for his ventures. Lawrence just wanted control. And the day that sealed everything came 6 months before Dorothy's death. I found her crying after Lawrence tried to shove power of attorney papers in front of her. He wanted control of her entire life. She told him no. That day, she realized the truth. Her son saw her as an obstacle, not a mother. So when Dorothy passed, I thought the family would at least show a little respect. Instead, her living room turned into a vulture's den. Lawrence stood tall like he was presiding over a corporate meeting. Patricia gets the house. Vincent gets the savings. I'll manage the jewelry. You can take some books, maybe some utensils. That seems more your speed. Patricia was already measuring the dining room table. Vincent was on his phone, calling the bank about his accounts. I sat in Dorothy's favorite chair, where she used to read to me as a child, and silently held on to the secret she had entrusted me with, because Dorothy wasn't senile. Dorothy wasn't naive. Dorothy had a plan. 3 weeks before her death, Dorothy sat me down. She showed me a showbox under her bed. Inside was a camera and a stack of documents. The will they'll hear isn't real, she said with that mischievous sparkle in her eyes. It's bait. The real will is locked away at the bank with my attorney, Theodore Wilson. I want them to show their true colors first. Dorothy knew her family. She knew Lawrence would crow like a king, Patricia would drool over the house, and Vincent would count imaginary dollars before they were his. And she wanted to expose them before lowering the hammer. She handed me a flash drive. When the time comes, play this. The day of the will reading arrived. The rain fell in typical Portland drizzle, and the house smelled faintly of Dorothy's lavender candles. Lawrence opened the meeting with his usual arrogance. We've already decided who gets what. This is just a formality. Benjamin Walsh, the longtime family lawyer, looked uncomfortable but proceeded. He opened the official-looking document the fake will Dorothy had designed. Sure enough, it handed the house to Patricia, the savings to Vincent, the jewelry to Lawrence, and for me, empty words about being a devoted companion. Patricia smirked. Vincent grinned. Lawrence leaned back, satisfied. But Benjamin's voice shifted. Before we conclude, I believe you have something to share. My heart pounded as I pulled the flash drive from my purse. My uncle's face twitched. What's that? Benjamin slid it into Dorothy's laptop. The screen flickered, and suddenly Dorothy's face filled the room. Hello, my family, she began, calm and clear. If you're watching this, it means you believe you understand my wishes. You don't. The room froze. Lawrence's smugness evaporated. She called them out one by one. Lawrence, for treating her like a burden and trying to steal power of attorney. Patricia, for visiting 12 times in 3 years and only when she needed money. Vincent, for lying about missing her birthday to attend a golf tournament, and for asking her for cash 17 times since turning 18. They sputtered, objected, tried to dismiss her words as confusion, but Dorothy anticipated every excuse. She listed private details: Lawrence's childhood scar, Patricia's stuffed rabbit, Vincent's lottery ticket lie that proved she was sharp, deliberate, and absolutely serious. And then came the reveal. The will you just heard is fake. My true will is in a safe deposit box with my attorney, and my entire estate house, savings, investments, and valuables goes to my granddaughter, I-mate. She is the only one who loved me unconditionally. Silence. Patricia sobbed. Vincent's face went red with anger. Lawrence turned purple, stammering about fraud. As if on cue. The house phone rang. Benjamin answered on speaker. Theodore Wilson, Dorothy's real attorney. He confirmed everything. The timing was so precise it was almost theatrical. Dorothy had orchestrated it down to the minute. Lawrence exploded. You manipulative witch. You poisoned her against us. I met his eyes. Come for the first time in my life. No, Uncle. Lawrence, you did that all by yourselves. Dorothy's recording ended with a smile. Love must be earned through actions. I might earn mine. The rest of you only assumed. The fallout was brutal. Lawrence's career as a financial planner collapsed when word spread about how he tried to exploit his own mother. Clients fled, his reputation destroyed. Patricia's marriage cracked when her husband learned the truth about her neglect. Their dream home vanished. Vincent's investors pulled out. No one wanted to back someone who had been publicly exposed as entitled and irresponsible. Meanwhile, I honored Dorothy's wishes. I set up the Dorothy Morrison Foundation for Elder Care, using her estate to help families care for their aging loved ones. For me, the money was life-changing. But more than that, Dorothy gave me something no inheritance could buy: validation. Proof that my love mattered, that I mattered. The image of their stunned faces, Lawrence's fury, Patricia's collapse, Vincent's embarrassment burned itself into my memory. For years, I had been their family's punching bag, the unwanted cousin, the disappointment, and now I was the heir. I was the one Dorothy trusted. The sweetest revenge wasn't their loss, it was Dorothy's justice. She exposed them for what they were, and she showed me, in front of everyone, that I was never the disappointment. Here's the truth. Money doesn't reveal character, it magnifies it. Lawrence and his kids showed who they were the moment they thought no one was watching. Dorothy proved that love, respect, and consistency are worth more than any inheritance. Her final lesson. Sometimes the best revenge isn't shouting back. It's letting people trap themselves in the consequences of their own greed. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen or lived through? And if you want more true stories of justice served, make sure to subscribe, because trust me, you don't want to miss the next one.